Hey traders, I'm going to talk to you about today something that has completely transformed the way that I do things in the markets and the way that I trade the markets and how I approach the markets now and why I trade the markets the way that I do right now and so much more. I promise you, if you've been going through a bit of a hard time right now, I'm going to give you a bit of a 10,000 foot view how you should be thinking about your trading to give you the best chances of succeeding at these markets, right? Because bit of a disclaimer here, guys, right? Trading is a hard thing. It's a difficult thing, right? And there is no guarantees of making a profit. Doesn't matter how good the trade actually looks, right? No matter how good something looks, there's no guarantees. And so we need to control the emotions, control the pulse. But I want to give you something here that I believe is going to truly help you out when it comes to the way that you trade the market, okay? This is something that completely transformed my trading here and still to this day of how I think about my trading. A lot of traders, how they go through their trading and how they go through the markets and how they go through their trading right now is completely the wrong way. And they don't realize their actions is actually causing them to go down a really bad place, right? Now, here's what I'm saying about this. When I'm looking at these markets here, when I'm personally trading the markets, I'm trying to think about, okay, this year, right? And this is for me personally, this year, if I was starting all over again and I wanted to, if I had $5,000 or $10,000 in my account and I wanted to eventually have a 6-figure trading account, right? What does that actually look like? What do I need to focus on through the next 12 months to try to get that to become reality, right? Or even let's actually extend the timeline over the next couple of years. How do I go from lower middle class, not owning a lot of money, maybe only having a $5,000 or $10,000 trading account, and potentially having the best chances of then over the next 1 to 2 years having that into 6 figures? How do I go there? And then I'm going to talk about going to 7 figures in a minute. But I want you to be thinking about this. This is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of traders are making right now, and they're not creating what's called a good solid foundation to make this become reality. A lot of traders I'm seeing right now, they're jumping on lucky trends, big bull trends, right? Gold is a very big bull trend right now, but that's just that's just happening right now. What about 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now? What are you doing to have a solid foundation to replicate through the rest of your life? So here's the thing. Here's the big thing that really sort of transformed the way that I do my trading, the way that I really want to encourage you to think about your trading, okay? Instead of you looking at the markets and trying to trade a lot, all we need is, as you can see here, starting with $1,000 investment. Now, $1,000, what that simply means here is that, just say that wouldn't be all your trading account, by the way, right? Firstly, if you have a $5,000 trading account, you would do, say, $1,000 investment, right? Now, the way that I like to do things, I trade options. So if I do $1,000 trade, out of that $1,000, that's the trade. Out of that $1,000 with good risk, with good sort of good trade management techniques, how that works is I'm risking roughly 20 to 30%, maybe a little bit more of that 1,000. Make sense? So when I say the investment is, my risk management for myself anyway, the way that I utilize the markets and the way that I utilize trades is I'm only risking around about that, especially when I'm using things like leverage, like options, right? Options and futures and so on and so forth. Anyway, so the way that I saw this, okay, all I need is I need 7 really good trades this year that has the potential of doing at least a double, right? Which is 100% return. Now, can you do that? Yes, but, and then I'm going to get to that but in just a minute, right? Yes, you can, right? I say yes, you can, but it's actually difficult to do, right? Because you need to know the setup and so on and so forth. But I'll get to that in a minute. But all you really need is 7 really good trades. 1 into 2, that's 100% return. Now, again, that's one of the reasons why I like trading options, right? Now, I don't do funky strategies with options. I just like to buy the option, right? I like to buy the option. The reason why is because my risk is whatever I put into the option, right? All this other stuff that you can do with options, that's not for me. I like to just keep it really simple, really basic, and really a good solid foundation from there. One thing that really helped me is by utilizing that, and so that's my risk in that option there, right? But again, you got to know what you're doing there. But it's a bit of a simple blanket statement for you. So 1 and the 2, that's a double, right? 2 and the 4, 4 and the 8, 8 and the 16, 16 to 32, 32 and 64, 64 and the 120. If I was starting all over again right now, right, and I only had a small trading account, and I said, okay, I've just been hit hard, and I need to claw my way back. I need to crawl my way back. What do I need to do to get to 6 and to potentially 7 figures? The first thing I need to understand is what does the big picture look like, right? Because a lot of people, they're trying to take 7 trades a week, right? And as you know, what happens with that, right? Over trading, emotional trading, and so on and so forth. That's all the wrong way. But here's the big thing. When we are utilizing this, now I know in the back of my mind, okay, if I potentially want to have a really good year this year and have a $5,000 or $10,000 trading account and potentially grow that into 6 figures, I know that I need to just, all I need is 7 really good trades. Now, the reality is this, what? The reality is it might take you 15 really good trades. Now, how does this become reality though? What you need to do is, what's the most hardest part for most traders this day, is you need to focus on, and you need to be able to look at those trades that has the potential of doing a double, right? And I say potential because guess what? Exactly what I started off with this video with. Even though we get into a really good trading setup, right, doesn't mean it's going to do the double. It could actually lose money, right? We know that, okay? So when looking at the markets and when trading the markets right here, what thing that I'm really doing myself is I'm always utilizing this. Now, one thing that's so important is how this becomes reality. And the reason this is a blank statement here. But the reason why most traders find it hard is, how does this become reality? Is you firstly need to know, okay, what type of setup am I actually looking for that I'm going to trade every day for the rest of this year, or I'm going to look for every day this year that's likely to give me a double. That's the first thing, right? That's the first thing to making this happen, right? It's like, what am I actually looking for? Most people don't even know what they're actually looking for. They're just like, let me guess, right? So again, if you eventually want to flip in now what happens is this, is that, again, what most people are doing is they're trying to trade 7 times a week, not 7 times a year, or only 10 times a year, or 15 times a year, right? They're trying to trade 10 times a month. And then they're having a lot of issues with the markets here. See, now how this becomes reality is what? 1, knowing exactly what you're looking for. Do you even know what a really good high quality setup looks like that has the potential of doing a double? Sometimes less, sometimes more, right? I say potential. And again, reality is it might take you 15 trades with some losing trades and so on and so forth, right? But what's also going to happen is how well are you at being disciplined for a whole 12 months, sticking at this same trading setup, the same plan every day for a whole 12 months. A lot of traders can't. And the reason why is because of the patience side of things. The patience side of things is, yes, this is only 7 trades, but what happens if there's a whole month with no trades? And then the second month, there might be 2 really good trades that do the 2 trades. You see what I'm saying here? This is the biggest thing that stops traders. Well, there's many things that stop traders. Firstly, they're trying to trade too much. Secondly, they don't even know what they're actually looking for in a really high quality setup. So they're just guessing, and we don't guess, right? We don't guess. The market creates the patterns and so on and so forth. And then the third thing is that because most traders can't handle sitting on their hands and being patient, there might be a few weeks of no trades and they're getting impatient, and now they trade and now they lose money. Make sense? So I wanted to do this video for you to show you this here, and then eventually, if you had a 5-year plan, even starting really small, over the next 5 years, I want to have $1 million in my account. How does that even happen? Right? Again, it's only 10 really good trades from doing a double here. But again, there's more into it, right? There's the emotion side of things. You probably won't be doing a $500,000 trade, and obviously there's no guarantees of this happening, right? It's just a blank statement from there, right? Who knows? If you are not disciplined, really disciplined to a good risk management, a good trade selection, right, and a risk management, trade selection, and trade management, meaning you're cutting loss short. No, this is not going to happen, right? And this $1 million here, that might take you 30 really good trades. But let me ask you a question: what if you only had to take 30 really high quality trades of the exact same setup to potentially have $1 million at the end in the next 5 years? See what I'm saying here? This is where a lot of traders are going wrong about their actual trading. And the hard thing about is this, and this is, guess what? The hard thing is understanding and then actually doing this, right? Doing this simply means exactly what I said before. The hardest thing is, firstly, you need to know what to actually look for in a high quality setup. What does that actually look like? That's where your work becomes involved, right? That's where your education becomes involved from there. And then secondly, you need to be disciplined in trading. The thing for me, traders, is I do my market updates for you guys on YouTube, right? But I don't trade those. I don't trade just the general market update. If I say I think the stock market's going up, or I think gold's going to go down, I don't trade that, because that's just general market analysis. I have an actual trading system and pattern and everything I'm looking for to help me out with that. So I'm doing this here to share with you that you're actually not that far away from you actually doing really well in the markets. You just need a bit of help and a bit of guidance of understanding that you're only maybe 10 really good trades this year with some losses in there. As long as you can be really disciplined on a good trading setup, that you follow the same trading setup every single day. Every single day I look at the markets, it's the exact same thing, guys. Nothing new, right? And then I'm applying risk management, then I'm applying trade management. Risk management is how much I'm risking. Trade management is how do I cut my losses short when I know it's not working for me and let the profits run, and potentially not do a double 100% return, maybe 2 or 3 or 400% return on some trades, right? And that can happen as well too, right? So this is a bit of a blatant statement here. If you do need some help with all this, guys, book a call with me. Go to getjohnshelp.com, and over there you'll be able to book a call with me, and I'll be able to see if I can help you out and so on and so forth. Because, and put it this way, guys, trading is a hard thing, right? It's a difficult thing, and most people are going through lucky. They're jumping on big bull markets. They're not being professional traders, and unfortunately, those traders are not going to be around long term. My role for you is I want you to be around here 5 years from now, 10 years from now, trading the market successfully, because it's built on solid foundation, not just by being lucky. So if you do need some help with that, guys, go to getjohnshelp.com, or there should be that link in the description. Go fill out the application form, guys. Book a call with me, and I'll personally call you to see if you're a good fit.